Hello and welcome inside Yost Ice Arena for another presentation of WCBN Sports' coverage of Michigan hockey. I'm Alex Drain here tonight with a new face for WCBN Sports listeners, David Nasternak, who's filling in on our broadcast. A lot of students are still out of town, but we're going to have two folks on the crew tonight, and Michigan is back for the second half of their 2020 to 2021 season. It was a long time ago they were last in this building, about a month ago. It was not pretty against Minnesota, but a chance for a new start here in the second half of the season. What are you looking for?
Well, I'm looking for some puck possession tonight and hopefully some more chances to get on the power play, because that's where Michigan has seemed to be the most dangerous this year. They did not have some of their key contributors in that last series, and I think that playing against a mostly defensive Michigan State Spartans team, they will be able to create some chances and have the puck in the zone a lot, and hopefully be able to draw some calls, because their power play percentage has been the one really, really bright spot this year.
Indeed, Michigan strong on the power play this year. Michigan State plays a pretty defensive style. Drew DeRitter is in net for them as usual. 4-4-2 on the year with a 1.78 goals against, though, and a 9.46 save percentage. His stats are good. They don't score many goals. They don't give up many goals. Michigan has been a little all over the place. They played some low-scoring games. They played some high-scoring games. We'll see how it goes here tonight. Michigan's got all of their contributors back in the lineup. Cam York, Matty Beniers, Beecher, Brisson, Bordelot, they're all back for Michigan. Johnny Beecher to do the opening draw, and he wins it back. Owen Power retreats to pick it up. He's out there on the top defensive pairing with Nick Blankenberg, listed second on the line chart, and now Michigan dumps it on in. Set up along the wall. Beecher out to Blankenberg at the top, cycling over to Beecher. Now across far side, here's a quick shot and a quick save by DeRitter, who hangs on for a whistle 21 seconds in.
Pretty good first few seconds there. Michigan gets some possession and actually gets a pretty good shot from the other side. DeRitter probably had it all the way, but Beecher drove a little bit of play there, and they reversed the puck.
Now they send out Bordelot immediately on the third line with Brisson and Michael Passajoff. Bordelot wins the draw, as he usually does, back to the point. Cam York takes a shot. Now back to Bordelot. A quick chance in front of the net. Loose puck now sent back out in front in the crease. No one there to put it home. Now York steps up to try to thread it through traffic, but he's taken down up against the wall. Like Christian Krieger there brought him down. Now Michigan State goes up the other direction for their first rush of the game. Brody Stevens out there with Nicolas Mueller on the second line for the Spartans. Passajov in the corner. Passes out to Keaton Pearson in the middle. Wolverines wearing the home whites. Michigan State the green uniforms and the road colors. These two teams played quite a bit last year as they met in the Big Ten tournament first round matchup. Michigan easily swept the Spartans to end MSU's season. Little did we know it was the end of both teams' season, as the semifinal matchup against Ohio State Michigan was scheduled to play was canceled due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. Play continues. Michigan's got it in the Spartan end. Jay Karanen into the lineup in place of Jack Summers takes a shot there, goes wide of the cage. Nolan Moyle banging around in the corner, does good work to grab it, but can't be corralled by Jacob Truscott at the point. He makes a long stretch pass that banks off the boards and down. Moyle couldn't make contact with it, and Tommy Miller, the Spartan captain, touches up for an icing.
You know, it's really interesting. That was a very nice play by Bordelot a minute or so ago now, where he probably forced the best scoring chance Michigan's had in a few weeks, even going back. They were a little listless in their last series against Minnesota, but, I mean, he was in on net and just missed it. But it's really nice to see Bordelot back in the lineup.
Jake Smith out there for the Spartans on the fourth line. He's able to maintain possession after the draw. Now a shot comes in from the top there. Powell Connor, freshman from British Columbia, takes a shot that ends up directing wide. Now battled for in the corner. Spartans get a hold of it. There's a shot that goes wide of the cage. Now rattles around. The Matty Beniers line is out there. They've been in the defensive zone for a while. Now Jacob Truscott takes a man down behind the net. Looks like Michigan's going to be shorthanded here. Just a few minutes into the game, they blow the whistle. A scrum behind the Michigan net. 17:53 to go in the first period, and I think it's going to be Truscott headed to the box.
Yeah, it looked like he dropped the guy from behind. It was tougher to see because there was a bunch of people kind of piled in the corner, but Michigan takes a penalty, and that's something that you and I have talked about on our podcast a couple of times, where they've taken in some penalties, and their penalty kill hasn't been great, and this is a great chance for State to get into the game early because they don't generate a lot of offense, as we had said, but on the power play, obviously, you have an extra man, and you can always get in trouble when you're down, if you're going down a goal to Michigan State early.
Michigan on the penalty kill at 73% on the year, 27 for 37. Michigan State, though, a dreadful 11%, 3 for 28. These two teams looking to right the ship, weakness on weakness, you might say, here in this matchup. Now, a quick shot goes wide as the Spartans set up their power play unit. 10 seconds gone in the man advantage. They've got Lewandowski at the top. Charlie Combs, the grad transfers, out there as well. Dennis Sasana, the leading point-getting defenseman at the point. Now, in front of the net, they've got Nicholas Mueller, and then across on the far side is Josh Nodler. MSU continues to hold it in the zone, but haven't gotten really any chances so far. 30 seconds now gone. A bunch of players up along the boards in the corner. Now it finally comes free. Owen Power with his long reach able to get through it, and he bats it down and out of the zone. Both teams have the option to get a change. MSU will stick with their unit. Michigan will shuffle new penalty killers out there.
Yeah, one kind of shot on that rush came from the side, was wide, but other than that, nothing too dangerous from Michigan State so far.
And right there, they turn it over in the neutral zone, and Cam York able to send it right down. Cam York, the captain of the U.S. World Junior team that was crowned champions of the world for junior hockey the other night, defeating Canada in the bubble in Edmonton, Alberta. And Cam York certainly looking to use the confidence he gained in that international competition to help play a little bit better and lead his team forward here in the second half of the season. Now the Spartans finally get into the offensive zone. They've cycled the second power play unit out there. Tommy Apap brings it on in. They've now shuffled Tommy Miller out there on defense, as long as Christian Krieger as well, trying to get the other names. And as soon as I looked down on the sheet, Michigan immediately got it out of the zone. Thomas Bordelot skates it up down the right wing side, takes a shot into the glove for a whistle. And Michigan will force an offensive zone draw with 21 seconds to go in the penalty kill.
Yeah, pretty simple kill so far. Like I said, they had that one shot that went wide 10 seconds in, and other than that, they've passed it around a little bit, but Michigan has cleared the zone twice and even gotten a shot on net.
Mitchell Matson now out there, third different center we've seen on these power play arrangements. Matty Beniers was the other center. Matson won it back. Now Krieger skates through the middle, cross center ice, now across the blue line, showing good speed, takes a shot that deflects off of Mann's pad into the corner. Now thrown in front of the net. Michigan's out of the box. Triscott back out onto the ice. There's a shot blocked down. Now Triscott picks it up. Michigan may have numbers. Potential 3-on-2 with Triscott, the defenseman, leading the rush. Passes it to Beniers in front. Loose. Morgan couldn't quite thread it home on the far side. Now Michigan State comes out the other direction. Michigan will reconnect. They've got Matty Beniers behind the defense. He comes in right wing side, skates in at the circle, takes a shot, and I think it got a piece of the blocker and then went out of play. A good chance there for Michigan. They kill off the penalty and get a couple quick looks with Matty Beniers, and he won a lot of admirers at the World Juniors and shows why right there.
Well, he had a lot of admirers before he went to the World Juniors, and that shot clearly changed direction, so someone got a piece of it, but that's in the first two shifts of his and Bordelot's. They both have each created a really good chance.
Now here's Johnny Beecher, who didn't get to play at the World Juniors. He wins the draw. Michigan will corral in the offensive zone, and we have contact down by the net. Nick Granowitz ended up in the cage, bowling over Drew DeRitter. Net comes dislodged, and the faceoff will come outside the Michigan offensive end. But Beecher is someone we've talked about quite a bit. Just 2 points in the first half of the season in 8 games, 1 goal, 1 assist. They're going to look to get him going. We've only seen him a couple shifts so far, and now Bordelot immediately will come right back out for Michigan.
Yeah, Beecher had that good play early on. Since then, not as much.
Bordelot wins the draw back. Passagov parries it into the offensive zone. Spartan defenders trying to get it out, but the Michigan forechecker is able to hold it in for a moment. Passagov on the forecheck, battling down behind the net. Sasana picks it up in the right corner, can't get it out. Bordelot takes it away. Left wing side, skates down towards the end line. Backhand, no-look pass to Brisson in the circle. Brisson up to the point, gets it right back. Now sends it back across to Bordelot in front of the net. No one's there. Backhand shot, he scores!
That was too easy.
Michigan State's defense broke down, and how did Bordelot get all alone in front of the net?
That's what I was just going to say. If you're not going to check the guy that's leading Michigan in points this year, you're probably going to lose by a lot of goals. For whatever reason, he was standing at the top of the crease. I feel like I've watched Michigan do that for years and years in their own end, but this year, Bordelow's standing there alone. That's his third chance today, I think, from like 5 feet away, it seemed.
Yeah,
no one was near him if you look at the replay.
There are 4 Spartans, and none of them are around him. Standing in front of the net, Bordelow threads it through, and that's a big early goal for a Michigan team that struggled to score first in their first half games. Now a bad giveaway. MSU with a chance and a quick shot deflects off a body. That's Charlie Combs who took the shot. The men in green still have the puck, though. Shot at the top goes wide, rattles around. Now intercepted by Nick Granowitz. Michigan will break out the other way. Potential 3-on-2. We'll see how they come up. Ciccolini skates in, and that one just got the glove of DeRitter. Granowitz across. Now pass into the middle. Ciccolini, empty net chance. Couldn't get it off his stick blade, though. Blankenberg now cycles down the right wing boards. Walled off well by Josh Nodler, the Calgary Flames draft pick. Granowitz controls behind the net. Skates around. Michigan changing their defenseman in the midst of the offensive possession. Their forecheck right now really all over MSU. Both teams in the midst of a change as Jay Karanen holds the puck in his own end. Hands it right off. Beniers line back out there. Bordelow's goal now being announced. He assists to York and Brendan Brisson. Now Beniers comes through the middle, down the left wing side, tries to cross up a defenseman, but not going to have it was Aiden Gallagher. Now MSU pokes it free. Truscott couldn't quite hold the line. Kent Johnson brings it up. Beniers into the offensive zone. His backhand pass to Johnson denied by the skate blade of Gallagher, but Michigan continues to control. Kent Johnson with it. Turns around, now skates back down the right wing side. Johnson right into the crease, between the legs shot! And just getting a piece was DeRitter. Michigan flashing a lot of skill right now. Johnson still got the puck, hands it off to Beniers. Michigan continues to hold it in, and they're going to change the defenseman again. Johnson is in the crease, in the circle, throws it up top. They've got Becker in front of the net. Beniers controls, throws it back to Truscott. Truscott skates down low, tries to drag to the forehand, circles around. Now up to Keaton Pearson at the top. Needles it through, held onto by Kent Johnson, hit by Gallagher. Now back across to Jack Becker. Becker gets his stick on it. Gallagher behind the net. Van Wy's line finally out there for the first time tonight. Couldn't quite hold it in, and then Keaton Pearson now will chase after it the other direction. He gets hit hard from behind by an MSU body. I think that's going to be a penalty, and it will. Strauss-Mann heads to the bench. Michigan will get the extra skater in a moment. 6-on-5 right now, and there's the whistle. 12:22 to go in the first period. Michigan 1, MSU nothing, and the Wolverines will be heading to the power play. Shots now 5-1 in favor of Michigan. It's all Wolverines so far.
We've seen this several times, but you had the Beniers and Johnson line skate the puck into the blue, past the blue line, and basically run an entire shift in the offensive zone. And then at the end of that shift, they were able to keep the puck in the zone while changing all 5 guys.
Yeah, and that right there is something we haven't seen a lot of since really the ASU and maybe the Wisconsin series. Really just free-flowing offensive possession for Michigan, flashing the skill and the talent out there. The penalty will go to Brody Stevens, waiting to hear what the official call was. It is roughing on that hit on Keaton Pearson after Pearson had played the puck. Bordelot will start out there with Beecher, Brisson, Pastajov, and York. Interesting look for this power play unit. York with it at the point. They've got Brisson, right wing, right pass, diagonal through the zone. Pastajov couldn't handle it, though. MSU will clear it out. York retreats, and he'll skate behind his own net. Cam York got to play on a power play unit in Edmonton over Christmas with some really good players, and we'll see how he approaches this power play unit as the man at the top. Beecher's pass for York too far for him, and it rattles around back down. Michigan having trouble getting set up. 30 seconds already gone in this power play. York leaves it behind. Bordelot skates through the middle. Across the block M, now to the blue line, cuts into the center of the zone. Now retreats to the left wing side where he likes to set things up. Now to York at the top. They've got Brisson on the right wing side as well. Back to York. Brisson's in the circle. Haven't teed him up yet, but they're waiting for the opportunity to do so. Pastajov at the end line takes a shot that goes harmlessly off the pads of DeRitter. Michigan retains possession. Lewandowski watching, and there's a shot from Brisson that goes off the knee pad of one of the Kriegers into the netting for a whistle, and we'll have another face-off.
Yeah, you could see that shot coming. They try to set him up on the dot a lot. And
Brisson scored one of those at the World Juniors.
Yes.
On a one-timer. It's definitely a weapon. Michigan wanted to get it going there. Not a great look, though, and a shot block from MSU.
Krieger saw that coming and was in perfect position.
Yeah. Beniers in the second power play unit out there. Beniers won the draw back, but a really tough play there from Dennis Sasana to get in position to whack that puck out of the zone. Michigan's got 50 seconds remaining in the man advantage. Owen Power skates through the middle with it. Power didn't get to go to Edmonton. Blankenberg, his defense mate, skates it up, throws on the brakes around the end line, banks it off the boards to Power. Power skates to his left, now slides it down low. Johnson comes in and he wires a wrister that goes off the boards. Now it sits on the mesh netting. Beniers trying to get a piece of it, as is Philippe Lapointe. Beniers pulls it free. Blankenberg across, Power with it. Power leaves it for Blankenberg. Now across to Kent Johnson. Johnson at the circle. 12 seconds remaining. Johnson waits. They've got Lapointe in the slot. Beniers behind the net, across to Beniers. Kind of fans on his pass, but it gets to Power anyway. 3 seconds too. Michigan's got to make a move if they want to have one more chance. Power across to Johnson. Backhand pass. Michigan State's back to even strength. Blankenberg takes a shot. He scores! Just a solid wrister from the right point right after MSU had gotten back to even strength. I don't know if there was a high screen. There certainly wasn't anyone directly in front of the net. It beats DeRitter, and Michigan's already got a 2-0 lead.
DeRitter looked frustrated after that shot. It was an interesting setup because you had Michigan's second power play unit who didn't really do a whole lot. Kent Johnson skated around a little bit. There were a couple of fanned-on passes, and the puck gets out to the zone to the point just after the penalty ends, and Blankenberg just kind of flings it at the net. No one's really doing anything, and for whatever reason, DeRitter didn't see it. I couldn't tell if he was screened, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, we haven't seen a replay yet. Action begins. We're almost at the halfway point of the first period. 2-0 now in favor of Michigan. They lead 7-1 in the shot column. Tommy Apap skates across the big block end into the offensive zone. Garrett Van Wy meets him right there. We haven't seen much of GVW so far in his line, but they charge out the other direction. Luke Morgan inserted into the lineup as the 13th skater. Pressures DeRitter, who puts the trapper down to hang on. And we will have first TV timeout of the game, but just over halfway in, 9:43 remaining in the first period. I mean, you can't ask for a better start for Michigan coming off that long break.
No, and this is basically what happened the last time these two teams played last March, where you had sort of 0-0 games and Michigan would get up, then got up by a goal and two then eventually, and it was all but over. As State wasn't able to do a whole lot offensively. They're a team that does better if they can get an early lead or just be able to sit back and rely on their usually sound defense and goaltending, but one really bad turnover early on, actually a couple, because Bordelot really could have had one before he had his first goal, and then they take a power play or a penalty, and then this goal is semi-harmless. It seemed to come from quite a distance, and DeRitter looked very frustrated after that goal, but it's 2-0 halfway through the period. State has one shot. Shots are 8-1. This is probably not the start that they imagined.
Well, the Spartans come out there, and as we look at this matchup, these two teams are tied in the standings. They both have 8 points in 8 games, tied for 5th in the conference. And, for Michigan, the great start, really struggling there into December, but they've come out with a lot of energy, and every series now from the rest of the season on is big.
It seemed like that the last few years, hasn't it?
Yeah. Thomas Bordelot to do the draw in the offensive zone. He's not able to win that one, but Michigan's forecheckers go right back at it. They're trying to tie it up in the corner. Nicolas Mueller, the centerman out there, gets it across to Christian Krieger. Now Mueller will lead the rush with Apap and Brody Stevens. Nominally the second line. Apap's been rotated onto it. Bordelot brings the puck up, tries to drag it around Krieger into the corner. Passage off to Brisson in the circle. Now Brisson gets pushed hard from behind by Brody Stevens. Now Pastajov digs it out from along the wall, tried to thread it to Bordelot in front, couldn't quite get it through the green bodies. Now Stevens brings it up, and he'll just backhand it into the zone. Keaton Pearson watching right in front of him, and he made sure not to body Pearson this time after taking that penalty earlier in this period. Both teams been called for one penalty each. Shots 8-1 in favor of the Wolverines. 2-0 Michigan, 8:45 to go. Christian Krieger sends it in. Fourth line out there, Good Sir Smith and Esteves. Michigan, though, again, just easily getting the puck out of their zone and putting relentless pressure on Michigan State. Here comes Beecher on up, shoots, and he scores! Johnny Beecher down the right wing side, what looked like a harmless chance. A little drag to the forehand, and then a wicked wrist shot stuns DeRitter, who's sitting there on one knee in the crease, and he just looks blitzed right now. Michigan now goes up 3-0. 8:26 to go, and we're going to get a goaltending change.
Yeah, that one I think caught DeRitter by surprise because Beecher's kind of coming.
By surprise.
He's coming down hard down the wing, isn't really stopped at all or really angled away, and he just shoots the puck on net, and it looked to be short side, which you're really not supposed to give up short side goals. Here we have a replay finally, comes through. That's way below the dot. That's not even at the dot. That's down near the other end of the circle.
Yeah, that's one that, it was a good quick shot, but that's one DeRitter would like back. And you also have to think that Christian Krieger could have done better to take the space away there. He gave Beecher a lot of room on that drive down the wing, and then the shot opportunity completely unobstructed. Now here's a quick pass to the middle. Van Wy right in, and his shot is saved by the new goalie, and then Van Wy goes sprawling into the cage. And Michigan is not letting up right now. The new goaltender is Pierce Charlson, who's actually making his college hockey debut right now.
Yeah, he has not played a second yet, or at least it's not logged. In fact, DeRitter has played every single second of the season so far for Michigan State. So we are in some uncharted territory.
And Pierce Charlson from Aurora, Ontario. An interesting thread right now is the amount of Canadian goalies playing college hockey, because the netminder for Team Canada was an NCAA goalie, Dawson Levi of, I believe, Northeastern.
That's not something you hear a whole lot about.
Yeah. And remember,
perhaps it's Charlison.
Hayden Levine and Jack LaFontaine were Canadians, too.
Okay.
So that's an interesting thing to talk about. He's not listed on the pronunciation guide, so I would assume it's Charlson, but it might be Charlson. I don't know. Anyway, the Beecher goals just being announced right now over the intercom, and play re-begins. Michigan State with a little pep in their step brings the puck into the offensive zone. Quick shot from the point deflects off the pads of Strauss-Mann. Now Beecher holds it, circles it across to Triscott, and then trying to get it out was Granowitz. Took him a moment. Now here comes Jake Harrinan leading the rush. Michigan in the midst of a change. Ciccolini, nice pass to Beniers, right into the middle. Pass across, and a great save by Charlson.
Wow.
Pad across on Granowitz, but Granowitz has still got the puck. He takes a shot high and rising, and Charlson blockers that one away. Quick chances here for Michigan, and just a couple minutes into his NCAA career, and the young netminders had to make a couple really big saves.
Perhaps State is not so great, but Michigan looks like they're absolutely jumping right now.
Yeah, they look like they have been waiting a long time to play, which they have. Kent Johnson brings it into the offensive zone, tries to get fancy, and good job by the captain Miller to just stay fundamentally in front and wall that chance off. MSU able to bring it on out. APAP on up. Down the left wing side there is Jagger Joshua.
Younger brother of Dakota?
Correct. Mitchell Matson out there as well. And now here come Michigan. Kent Johnson flips it around to Matty Beniers. Beniers brings it up. His pass to Johnson was behind him. Michigan State takes it away. They'll skate up through the middle. Johnson doing a good job to back check, and the Spartans are content just to send it on in just across the center ice area. Owen Power, smooth skating defenseman, comes on up with it, throws on the brakes, bounces that pass off the boards to Nolan Moyle. Moyle skates to the middle, takes a shot through traffic, loose in front of the net. LaPointe and Van Wy couldn't get sticks on it, though. And just like that, you see the Spartans trying to break that puck out. They get just into the neutral zone, and Michigan just takes it right away, puts their pedal or foot right back on the pedal. Spartans now again just trying to get it out of their own zone, and it's held up along the wall. I don't know what was going on there. I think it was a hand pass.
Well, Charleston is already impressed because he was forced into a game that he probably did not think he was going to play in and has made, I would say, 2 to 3 very, very good saves, including that one that I think it was a right pad save that he stuck out. And, you know, I'll give you that 3-on-2. I try to track odd man rushes. We try to track the transition game. I think that one was a 3-on-2. The other ones I'm not so sure about yet.
Yeah, I have to go back and look at the video on some of these. A lot of these chances are just materializing quickly on forechecks, on bad passes. Michigan State just looks lifeless right now. They've got to get something going, trailing 3-0, but they got a lot of time to get back in this game, and here they come into the offensive zone. Pass in front of the net, taken
Blocked,
away,
it looked
though.
like.
Yeah, someone went down, trying to see the number. That might have been Passajov who got low. It was. Cut off the passing angle. Spartans controlling the offensive end, though. Passing around behind the net. Quick wraparound try. Strauss-Mann gets the pad down. And we finally get a good chance there for Michigan State. And now what you might expect, rivalry tensions going. We've got Bordelot locked up, and they're still roughing it up along the boards. And then there's someone, couple bodies. The
I think the
referees
refs
are
are on
trying
him.
to. There's 2 referees and 2 players, and they're all just laying on top of each other. That's Adam Goodsir for the Spartans and Brendan Brisson for the Wolverines. So Brisson and Bordelot playing in this rivalry game for the first time are the ones mixing it up right now.
Looks like they're going to the box. Or they're skating in that direction anyway.
Yeah, you'd expect probably matching roughing minors.
After the whistle. Shenanigans. Is that a penalty, Alex?
What? Shenanigans?
No.
Depends on the type. Score is 3-0, Michigan and over Michigan State. 5:19 to go in the first period. We're not even 3/4 of the way through this period. And Michigan has been all over the Spartans. We're waiting to hear the penalty announcement. They put 2 players in the box, it looked like. Do we have an official word yet? The referee made the announcement, couldn't quite hear it. It is going to be Goodsir and Brisson in the box, 2 minutes. I would assume roughing, but we'll see. Yep, it is roughing. And roughing after the whistle officially.
Looks like it's going to be 4v4 too, so that's also going to benefit Michigan with the extra space on the ice.
Right. Cam York's out there with Pearson and Beecher and Ciccolini out there. That's the 4 men for the Wolverines. You've got Lewandowski and Nodler out there for the Spartans, with Sisana and one of the Kriegers for MSU. Spartans hold the puck in the offensive zone right now. They got a lot of space to work with in the 4v4. Along the boards, Krieger directs it down low. Michigan not really jumping right now.
Just stayed in.
Sisana, yeah, held it in along the blue line. Now he skates around to the right side, passes it down low. Spartans pass to the top. That one hops over Christian Krieger's stick. He'll retreat back, makes a quick pass to Sisana. Both teams going to shuffle some things up. Michigan's got new skaters out there, Beniers and Kent Johnson. A lot of skill right there for Michigan. Now Cole Krieger has come onto the ice. He's out there with Combs and Miller, and falling down in front of the net was Combs. No one there, though, to take advantage of it. Spartans just controlling in their own net. Now here's a potential giveaway. Beniers takes it away. 45 seconds remaining in the 4v4. He'll hand it off to Kent Johnson, and they love to work with space, but Johnson's been trying to drag it between his opponent's legs all night long. Hasn't had a ton of success, didn't there, but was able to retain possession. Michigan, though, is just kind of skating in circles in their own end. Beniers finally engages up the ice, brings it into the offensive zone. He bites the dust, but Michigan able to hold on. Blankenberg takes a bouncing shot that deflects off a stick, and Charleston has to grab it out of the air.
Yeah,
He'll hang on, 20 seconds left.
That was another nice play from Pierce, who reached out to come and get it, because I don't think that puck was going to make it all the way to him, and Michigan had a skater skating between him and the puck that would have potentially been able to A, screen him, or B, get a swing with his stick on it. So Charleston's actually looked pretty good. Perhaps they should have started him, Alex.
Maybe, but, you know, DeRitter has posted just phenomenal numbers and had a month off. I mean, there was no reason for him to... I mean, part of it is wasn't getting any help, but part of it also, you know, just he also didn't look great in the net either. Regardless, we've got 10 seconds remaining in the 4-on-4. There's a long pass by Christian
I thought
Krieger,
that was icing.
trying to set up a man down the center into the Michigan end. Just missed him. No icing called. Both teams are back to full strength. Brisson's onto the ice. He'll head off. Michigan will get a change. Moyle comes skating up, drags to the forehand, and then gets taken down from behind by Miller, and they collide into Charleston. He's only about, 8 minutes into his college career, and he's taken
several
men into the chest.
That was a Dexter Danks move, coming down the line and then barreling into the goalie. I was a little surprised they didn't call goalie interference there, but I guess he was hit as he went into.
Yeah, he was taken down from behind by Tommy Miller, and Michigan right now leads the shot total 13-3. They lead faceoffs 11-6, and they lead the score 3-0 with 3:08 to go in the first period. Michigan flexing their muscles right now, and Michigan State, we're still looking to see how they can answer and punch back. Luke Morgan out there now with Van Wy, who won the draw. Michigan controls in the offensive zone. Rolling puck, though, along the wall, and it flips off some sticks and into the Michigan State bench. We'll see where they bring the face-off. It's going to be just outside the blue line. And this is a game now for Michigan State that they're not comfortable in. This is a Michigan State team that doesn't score many goals. They like low-scoring games, and now they know they've got to make up at least 3 in the next about 43 minutes of this hockey game. So what are the adjustments from Danton Cole's team? It's something to watch into the second period, really, even though we've still got a few more minutes here in this frame. Philip Lapointe directs it into the offensive zone. He's out there instead of Dakota Raby. Now Morgan takes a quick wraparound try, loose in front of the net. Lapointe continues to hold it. He takes a bad angle shot. Michigan still controls. Keaton Pearson across to Cam York. York ladles it down low. Lapointe scoops it up. Skates around the zone, leaves it behind for Luke Morgan. Van Wy continues to bang around in front of the net. Now Morgan, a quick pass through the crease. Lapointe couldn't get a stick on it. Now a shot from the point by Pearson, and a save by Charleston, and Lapointe is injured. He's down on the ice, face first, on his knees, slow to get up. 2:13 to go in the period.
That's a few more saves by Charleston there, because there's about 2 more in there that were, I would say, pretty good opportunities and hard shots. He's played very, very well.
And Stat Broadcast doesn't give us the chances number, but the chances, quite a few for Michigan right now.
I would love to get a shot chart and see what a potential Corsi number would be, but it's got to be, I would guess Michigan's up around between 60 and 70% at least.
Now Bordelot and Mueller do the draw, and a little early there, so they'll do it again. Bordelot wins that one back. Pastujov controls along the right wing half wall. Tries to go through the legs of Christian Krieger. Michigan retains possession, though, behind the net. Bordelot gets hit. Sasana controls. Pastujov whacking away at him from behind. Now across to Krieger. Krieger's pass intercepted, though. Great pinch by Blankenberg, and a great pass to Pastujov. Drags to the forehand, and then just lost possession. Puck skipped off his stick blade and into the glove of Charleston.
That's a great play from Blankenberg. He's on the boards there, and he's, I think, on his off-stick wing, and he pivots from one side to the other to get a nice pass to a cutting Pastujov, who drives the net and creates another chance.
Johnny Beecher out there against Nodler, first lines, and Beecher wins another faceoff. Blankenberg takes a shot that is deflected. Granowitz bangs away in the corner. MSU finally to it, just going to try to break this puck out, but another great intercept by Blankenberg. Couldn't hold it in, but neutralized the potential breakout rush for the Spartans. Hit on Granowitz. Becker brings it up, though. He'll wing around the net, try to hand it over to Owen Power. Power takes a hit from behind by Mitchell Lewandowski. Retains possession, though, and then he drops Lewandowski, who continued to try to mess with the big boy.
That's a bit of a size differential in right there. You have, 6'5" Owen Power and about 5'6" Mitchell Lewandowski?
5'9" on Lewandowski. Both teams in the midst of changes now. Cole Krieger brings it up, lays it behind for the captain, Tommy Miller. Now pass into the center to Smith. Back to the defenseman, who try a long pass through the middle for Adam Goodsir. Too far for him. Strauss-Mann easily plays it behind his own net. We're in the final minute of play in a 3-0 hockey game in the first period. Beniers and Karanen ran into a couple bodies as they brought the puck on up. Michigan re-corrals Beniers into the offensive zone down the left wing side. Wingles past a couple Spartans, but then is stopped up. Michigan continues to hold it in, though. Diagonal pass across the zone by Jacob Triscott. Beniers and Becker chase after it. Beniers and Becker forechecking well. Kent Johnson watching from above, too. And Johnson takes that one away from Krieger. He gets knocked from behind, but he's going to continue to control. Back pass in front of the net to Van Wy. Really nice pass from Johnson, and Van Wy puts it over top the cage into the netting. Out of play, we have a whistle. 5.9 to go in the first period.
And again, what happened that shift? You had the Johnson-Beniers line that came in, ran their shift, and they're in the process of changing everybody out while they still held the puck in the zone. We've seen them do that before in the season. They've done it tonight, and that was the second time.
Spartans win the draw, and they'll just hit it right down the ice. York picks it up in front of his own net, and that'll do it for the first period. Hard to be any more dominant than what Michigan just did. 16-3 are the shots, 3-0 is the score. Spartans have a lot to talk about, and Michigan, this is what we wanted to see in terms of adjustments. Michigan's a team that did not score first much in any of their games in the first half of the season. They do it here, and they score 3 times in the first period against a good defensive hockey team.
And Chase, probably their best player out of the game.
That is true. Drew DeRitter is done after allowing 3 goals. Pierce Charleston proved his mettle in his first NCAA minutes, but it's going to take a lot more from the Spartan forwards to right the ship in the second. 12 minutes up on the Jumbotron, and we'll be back in about 10 to bring you the second period. Welcome back now for the second period of action between Michigan and Michigan State on WCBN Sports. Michigan leads Michigan State 3-0 after that first period. These two teams playing their first game of the 2021 calendar year. They entered this game with the same number of points and the same number of games played in the conference, but that first period really did not seem like two evenly matched teams. Michigan jumped all over MSU and beat them relentlessly. 16-3 in the shots. They get 3 goals. Bordelot, Blankenberg, and Beecher, the killer bees right there with the 3 goals for the Wolverines. What did you see in that first period?
I saw something that I wasn't expecting to see, and that was a lot of Michigan State defensive zone turnovers, where Michigan came in hard on forechecks and just turned Michigan State over repeatedly. I tweeted out that I thought that Michigan probably could have had 4 or 5 goals easily. Bordelot missed a pretty easy one, and Charleston made about, 4 or 5 probably very good saves. I think he had more saves than that, but those were, Michigan just created a lot of good chances. We thought that they would get chances. I guess I thought that it would be maybe more in transition, but Michigan State's defense did not look great in the first period.
Well, and they really just seemed bothered, out of rhythm by Michigan's aggressiveness. And this was, I think, really the first game since, I think, probably the Wisconsin series where you really saw Michigan's skill and speed flash in pretty profound ways. And they were all over MSU. And, I mean, you just saw the skittishness from the Michigan State defenders, had trouble breaking it out. And then once they got into the neutral zone, very rarely did they get past the center line before Michigan took it right away and went right back on the forecheck.
No, I think Michigan State got 3 shots, and
3 shots.
I don't think any of them were
There's
overly
one maybe
dangerous.
chance where they wrapped it around and man.
Yeah, and Mann was there. I mean, that wasn't going in. He obviously made all the saves that he needed to make, but for the majority of the period, he was just staying loose and keeping his mind focused, because pretty much the puck was down the other way for the majority of the time.
We should note that parents are now in the building at this game. First series they've been allowed back in since the ASU weekend. Maybe it's the parents that are the good luck
Is that what's
charm.
happening with basketball too?
Yeah, perhaps. They've consolidated the Wolverines in the NHL cardboard cutouts. Now they take up just 2 rows instead of the 4 or 5 they were previously taking up.
Well, it was getting chilly, and so they needed to move them closer together.
Yeah, none of them are wearing masks, though.
So they just showed all 3 goals on replay, so you could see them one after another. And I don't think that when DeRitter goes back and looks at him, he's going to be particularly thrilled with any of them. The first one went through his legs, and I know the Bordelot shot it from close in, but it just sounds like he needed a bit of a reset
but
there.
it's also, the Bordelot goal is also a total defensive breakdown.
Oh, sure.
A guy in front of the net with nobody there. Play begins here in the second period. Michigan State's got it in their side of the ice. They bring it up. Owen Power walls off the potential rush. Eric Ciccolini plays it between his own legs to Johnny Beecher. His stretch pass for Granowitz is just a tad too far. Christian Krieger wins the race down the other way. It'll be an icing. Not many icings in that first period, and not many defensive zone face-offs for Michigan, but that's what we have here just 24 seconds in to the middle stanza.
No, I'd say that was a pretty quickly moving first period.
It was. Johnny Beecher wins the face-off. Nick Blankenberg in the corner plays it to Owen Power. Power loses it. Battled for in the corner. Nicolas Mueller. 3 Wolverines are there. He's trying to get a little bit of help from Kyle Haskins. Blankenberg trying to do some work as well. Ciccolini had it, now he lost it. Now Brody Stevens fans on it. A little bit of Keystone Cops action right there. Now Johnny Beecher brings it on up. Tries to make a pass to Ciccolini, taken right away by the Spartans. Both teams just struggling to get set up, and now here's an offsides as Michigan State had a potential abbreviated 3-on-2 shot from just inside the blue line, hung on to by Mann with the glove, but they say it was offsides anyway.
Yeah, other than leading up to that first penalty, this is as much zone time as Michigan State has had in this game, where they forced the puck away.
It wasn't much of a zone time. I mean, they were there, but they didn't have possession.
Well,
it was a scrap in the corner.
Right, they tied up Power and forced a couple turnovers.
But really didn't get any shots from it. That face-off just inside the Michigan end. results in the puck coming in the Wolverine zone. Pass up towards Philip Lapointe, taken now by Nolan Moyle. Moyle pass across to Lapointe! And Lapointe couldn't get the backhand on it and hung on to by Charleston down the ice. They flipped ends. That's now the angle that's a little tougher for us to see, but it looked like another good save from the goaltender.
It looked like Lapointe probably had half of an open net when he got the puck. Maybe it went off the wrong side of his stick, like you said. It's a little bit further away, and our angle isn't the best from here, but it seemed like he was going to have possession with a pretty good chance to score, but Charleston again stones him.
Van Wy wins the draw, and a shot from Pearson deflects off a few bodies and pinballs wide of the net. Now it rims around, flipped up in the air. MSU takes it away, but then Cam York is right there on the back end. He had a strong period with 2 assists and some contact. Nolan Moyle goes down. Here comes Garrett Van Wy. He goes right around the defense, right in on the net. And his shot goes high and over top. Might have gotten a piece of the netminder. It did. They'll give him a shot. Now 18 shots for the Wolverines. They continue to control. York, a shot from the point, goes off the outstretched stick of Christoph Papp and out of play. Interesting thing about Christoph Papp, freshman from Budapest, Hungary, and not many Hungarians in NCAA hockey, and he is Hungarian. Hungarian parents, not a Canadian, born in Hungary. Came over to play in Des Moines in the USHL, and now he's at MSU.
It's a long way to go.
It is a long way to go.
Are we getting calls here? Looks like we might get matching minors.
Yes, I'm not sure. We didn't see anything there. It's going to be Lapointe. I couldn't hear the MSU number.
Is it Joshua?
Yes, Joshua and Lapointe heading to the box for matching minors. We're not sure what happened there.
It must have been after the play. It didn't seem like anything happened.
No, not during the play.
Well, that's to be expected between these two teams.
Well, now it'll be the second instance of 4-on-4 hockey in this game. We saw that in the first period.
And we have the Beniers and Johnson duo out. They've pretty much controlled play in the offensive zone for most of their shifts. Let's see if they can do it with extra space.
Beniers wins the draw back. Truscott knifes it into the corner. Spartans will pick it up. Sasana rims it around the boards. And it's unsportsmanlike conduct on Joshua. And it's unsportsmanlike conduct on Lapointe as well. There's a quick shot from the Spartans that's gloved aside by Strauss-Mann. Now Lewandowski digs it out of the corner, bats it around the boards. Sasana tries to hold it in on the loose puck. Oh, and Beniers almost had a breakaway chance, but a great job there by Josh Nodler to just poke it away. But now a loose puck in front of the net. Here's Beniers right in, and his shot is saved there by Charleston, who's sort of confused at the moment. Now he gets back up on his skates. MSU able to get the puck and flip it out of the zone.
It looked like Beniers got possession of the puck maybe a little bit too close to the goal and didn't get a chance to skate in.
Yeah, as Mickey Redmond would say, he ran out of real estate right there. Owen Power has the puck taken away and now skating through the middle with a lot of speed right down the center. Tommy Miller, and a shot wristed wide. Hitting the deck along the boards is Nicolas Mueller. Now Thomas Bordelot picks it up. He skates along the left side, now down towards the circle, takes a shot that deflects off a state body and then drops right in front of the net at the feet of Mueller. And now a long stretch pass through the middle behind the defense is Lewandowski, but 2 defenders converge and a really good defensive play there from Keaton Pearson. York let him get behind, but Pearson finishes him off. Nothing comes, no shot attempt. Now Passagov runs the other direction. 20 seconds left in the 4-on-4. 16:27 to play here in the second period. Now another giveaway. Michigan a chance, and Passagov scores. It looked like Pearson intercepted the giveaway at the point, passed it to Passagov in the slot, and not a great shot, but it beats Charleston, and now it's 4-0 Wolverines.
That was right to Pearson. He was in his defensive position right along the blue line, and the state player passed it pretty much right at him, and he dumped the puck down, and that was, you said Passagov. And I think that's his team-leading 5th goal of the year.
Let me check on that.
I believe it is.
It is his 5th goal of the year. He's now got 5 goals and 1 assist for 6 points. It's still going to be 4-on-4 for 5 more seconds now. The face-off results in the puck coming into the Michigan offensive zone again. Surprise, surprise. Both players now out of the box. Joshua and Lapointe back onto the ice. 4-0 Wolverines. Spartans break it out, and they're just going to be playing to try and get themselves back in this game for the next juncture of this second period. With the puck along the wall, a bad angle shot, easily turned aside. Matson was the one who took that. Man handles it well. LaPointe banks it off the boards. Johnny Beecher chases after it. It would have been icing, but Beecher gets there first. The big man had a goal in that first period. Now Michigan controls in the offensive zone again. Karen in a shot. That getting a piece of it is Charlison. Pearson gets the lone assist on the Passajov goal, given the turnover nature of the chance being created.
They don't give secondary assists to turnovers, do they?
Not to opposing teams. Luke Morgan along the boards. Van Wy trying to dig it free. Van Wy is able to flip it off the boards. Moyle chases after it. He's going to put pressure on Aiden Gallagher. Gallagher able to get inside positioning and push it along, but again, Michigan's forecheckers sealing well. Finally, Spartans can get it free. Owen Power lets his man get around him, but Truscott comes over to help him out. Truscott leaves it behind, as Stevens was also up along with Pap there on the forecheck. Now a pass across. Truscott leaves it up, trying to hand it off there, I think was Van Wy. Now the puck comes down the ice. A chance for Smith, whose shot seeing eye high and over top the net. Rattles around. Power in the corner, gets bumped. Directs it to Blankenberg. We play with 14:30 to go in the second period. Our score 4-0 Wolverines. Morgan whacks away at it. Van Wy tries to collect it. Now Michigan will go for a wholesale change. Beniers comes back out there. He's been very active tonight. York watches as the long stretch pass from the Spartans harmlessly avoids everyone, but it was tipped across the center ice area, so no icing. Michigan State takes it away. Goodsir knocks down Beniers. Now a penalty upcoming. Not sure who that's going to be on. I think
looks
on
like a slash.
Beniers maybe? Or no, it's going to be on the Spartans. Goodsir will get the penalty.
This really has the feel of that opening game against Arizona State, where Michigan just skated circles around and you had breakdowns on the back end by the Ice Devils. And then every once in a while, Michigan tries to do a little too much and gives the puck away. And all of a sudden now there's an opportunity going the other way. I wouldn't say that Michigan State's had a great opportunity yet, but Michigan has turned the puck over about 4 or 5 times already in the first 6 minutes here in the second period.
Bordelot to do the face-off. Passajov at the point with Cam York. This is the first power play unit out there with Brisson and Beecher. Now York's pass turned aside. Michigan will set it up in the neutral zone. Passajov skates right through the middle, trying to go around defenseman, but then walled off. Joshua with it. Not sure that was the best play there from Passajov. Just streaking down the middle and went right into the teeth of the MSU defense. Spartans clear. 23 seconds gone in the man advantage. York comes out in the middle. Leaves it behind for Thomas Bordelot. Bordelot brings it up, hands it off to Beecher. Brisson couldn't handle it, and it's right back out. This is an MSU team that is pretty good penalty killing, 83% on the season. They killed one off earlier in this game, then allowed a goal shortly after it expired. Bordelot's got it, pass across, York shot, blocked down in front of the net.
That might have even hit Beecher down in front.
Bordelot across to York. They've got Brisson at the half wall. He skates in, and a big hard shot that was kicked aside well by Charlison. You could hear the sound off the pads there.
He's had a few audible saves tonight, Alex.
Yes. Owen Power skates in the middle, leaves it behind, and out comes Beniers with Kent Johnson. Johnson goes right around his man, then he gets tripped up.
Trip.
And a penalty's coming. Michigan might have a 5-on-3 unless they can score here. They send Straussman off. Now it's a 6-on-4 situation.
Just give him the puck.
Johnson takes a shot. He scores!
Score.
And it's loose. Was loose in front of the net. I think it's Van Wy who might have tapped it in on the goal mouth there. And because of the rule about delayed penalties, Michigan will go right to another power play.
So that one is killed.
It's 5-0.
So that one will be killed by the goal, and then, or you're ended because of the goal, and then another one will begin at this point.
2 minutes for tripping on Cole Krieger. Michigan now goes up 5-0 on that goal. We believe is credited to Garrett Van Wyde.
Here we go.
Kent Johnson had it in the left circle, wired a shot.
That hit, did it hit the post? Because it shot back across the other side, so it might have hit the short side post.
We'll see who they give the goal to, but now Krieger goes to the box for the trip. Michigan leads 5-0. 12:29 to go in the period, and another 2-minute man advantage coming for the Michigan Wolverines. Matty Beniers will take the face-off with LaPointe, Johnson, Power, and Blankenberg. Spartans win it back, and Tommy Miller is content to just send it on in. Strauss-Mann plays it in the direction of Beniers. He circles around with it in his own end. Across the blue line, now the center ice area, the other blue line, and they establish offensive zone possession. Owen Power holds it at the left point. Down to LaPointe in the circle, back to Power at the top. He's got Blankenberg on the right point. Blankenberg skates down. Holding it there, I believe, is Beniers. Power will skate down into the circle. He puts on the brakes. They've got Blankenberg at the top. Power back to Blankenberg. Blankenberg back to Power. A one-time drive, and he puts it wide. Johnson holds it on the left side after it rattled around the boards. Blankenberg, left point, skates to the center, now gives it off. Here comes Johnson. Johnson in the left circle, great pass across. Power there, he waits, he shoots right into the glove of Charleston.
Yeah, it's a little better puck movement. Michigan's getting a few shots on this power play. The first two were a little not as ticky-tacky, I guess, as we had seen Michigan be on the power play, but this third one, they're starting to find their space a little bit better.
For those keeping score at home, it's now 25-5 in the shots column in favor of Michigan, just dominant so far. Bordelow's power play unit now out there, tied up the draw, but now the Spartans get to it. Christian Krieger will clear it on down. Passagov couldn't grab it out of the air.
They're now piping in goal chants, it sounds like. First we have crowd noise, now we have goal chants.
York skates up, leaves it behind to Bordelow. Bordelow into the offensive zone. Passagov, who scored a goal in this game, puts it down behind the net. Beecher picks it up. He'll get it across to Brisson in the circle. Brisson's right there, down to Beecher. Let's see if they set up Brisson's cannon of a shot. Bordelow's got it, left point. Now he skates down to the half wall, now down to the end line. So patient, probing the zone. York with it across. Brisson the shot! And a quick save from Charleston.
That was a bomb.
Passagov can't hold it, but the clearing attempt doesn't get out. Brisson holds it in. They've got 5 seconds left in the power play. Now the cross-ice pass tipped out of the zone by a Spartan stick. 2 seconds left in the power play.
Yeah, a little better power play. We touched on that again, but like you said, there's a little more patience. People moving around. Their passing is better. Their spacing's better on this power play than the previous two. And ironically, that's the one they don't get the goal on.
Michigan 5-0 advantage approaching the halfway point of the game and the second period. 10:31 to go in this frame. Looks like they're having Luke Morgan do this face-off. And they actually say they just adjusted the time, and they're going to bring Krieger, or no, they're not. It was 10:31, and then the clock changed to 10:28, which means the penalty should be expired. They let Krieger out of the box. Now they put him right back in there.
1 second.
1 second, okay.
But they didn't put the 3 seconds back on the clock?
No.
All right.
Michigan wins the face-off. They continue to hold offensive possession, even if Michigan State is now back to full strength. Granowitz with the puck along the boards. Michigan State takes it away, holding it in the defensive end. Now they finally break out with it, then it goes right back in their side. Krieger's long shot up, tipped by Brody Stevens to negate a potential icing. Along the boards, Karen in there watching Granowitz. Along the boards, Luke Morgan, and now MSU just quickly sends it on into the Michigan end, but no forecheckers there as they're just trying to get bodies on the ice. Ciccolini plays catch with Truscott. He banks it off the boards for Granowitz. Now a long pass up for Luke Morgan. Morgan's going to use his speed to try and go around Krieger, and then he runs into contact. Ciccolini down behind with Sasana. Along the wall, Granowitz watches, and MSU skates up with it. And they bring it in just a little too early. Brody Stevens is whistled for an offside. 9:28 to go, and we hit the commercial timeout of this second period. A lot more of the same here so far.
27-5, Alex. That's the shots in the game. 27-5. I mean, okay, I was expecting Michigan to be dominant with the puck and get chances, and probably a lot of chances on net. But 27-5 seems like more than I was anticipating.
It's been a really impressive showing for Michigan so far. There's really no other way you can put it. I mean, Michigan State maybe is not the best team in the Big Ten, but they weren't terrible either.
They played
held their own
tough
in the conference.
Yeah, they played teams tough. It wasn't like they got blown out of every game. This just looks like just weren't ready to go. It seems like, because it's not even just the goals, but like, even on defense. And that's the thing that they've been pretty good at the last few years. Even when they've had trouble scoring their goals or, keeping up with teams that are more higher paced, they've been able to be strong or formidable in their own end. And, some of that starts obviously with DeRitter, who didn't have his best game tonight. But, this just doesn't look like the team that I was expecting to see from Michigan State. Although, the matchup probably would tip in Michigan's favor when you look at it. It does not look like it's a great matchup for State. But even the things they do well tonight, that they normally do well, can get some more work.
Back to the action. Wolverines control it. And a long stretch pass from Blankenberg up the ice. It's deflected off a stick and out of play. Faceoff will come back into the center ice area, just in front of the blue line, it looks like. Nick Blankenberg is the one who took that pass. Van Wy will do the draw. And, we talked about Michigan making some lineup adjustments. Raby not in the lineup, LaPointe on that line instead. And, so far the team's playing well. You have to think Mel Pearson might stick with these lineup changes into tomorrow's game. Here comes Blankenberg right up the ice, skates in. Can't quite get a shot off as he shows that speed, which we saw the end-to-end rush goal against Penn State earlier in the season. Flashes it there.
Yeah, it looked like he almost
holds it in, though.
Was out of control for a second, but then ended up behind the net.
Moyle holds it up to Power. Power skates left to right, across to Cam York. Garrett Van Wy throws it in front of the net. Battled for, puck comes free. Owen Power comes down to hold it in. Now Moyle gives him some help. It rims around to Van Wy on the far side, and then LaPointe bodies a man on the goal mouth. MSU finally picks it up, but again, they're just able to get it out of the defensive zone, and by that point, Michigan's already hoovered it right up. And here it comes, but now a loose puck and a potential breakaway. MSU right in on man, and a big save there. Not sure how that one happened, but Charlie Combs got a breakaway through the middle, the best chance of the day for the Spartans, and his backhand shot went right into the sort of chest, legs area of Mann. Was trying to go 5-hole, and Mann closed him off for a big save. 8:12 to go in the second period.
Yeah, I'd like to see a replay on that. It looked like the puck kind of came from the boards and got out into the middle of the ice, and he was able to split the two Michigan defenders and get in alone, and Strauss-Mann makes his patented bailout save.
Beniers doing the draw with Nodler. Wins it back. York passes across to Pearson. Now to Beniers, and Beniers had that one jump off his stick. Combs picks it up. Backhand shot. Pretty feeble and snatched easily there by Strauss-Mann. 8:02 to go in the second period.
Yeah, another turnover from Michigan. They do have a couple goals, but they haven't been as strong in their own end, I don't think, in this period. They've had a few turnovers that State hasn't really been able to cash in on. Still, you'd like to see Michigan be a little bit stronger with the puck as they exit the zone.
Beecher to take this face-off against Nodler. York and Ciccolini out there with him. Nodler wins the draw. Lewandowski controls, takes a shot, blocked. Now another try from Nodler and a save from Mann. Spartans finally getting a couple chances, and Mann's having to do some work. Lewandowski, though, has it taken right away, and Johnny Beecher's off to the races. He's right down the middle trying to get around Krieger. Right in on net, takes a shot, no. Save, rebound. Granowitz can't tuck in the rebound, and then he gets socked behind the net. Quick end-to-end rush there from Beecher, finally showing the breakaway speed he has, and he and a Spartan are down behind the play, still going at it, I believe. way in the other end as MSU has come back the other direction. Brisson carries it out, or actually, no, that was Granowitz who got tangled up behind the net. Continues to see a little bit of physicality and the rivalry component to this series showing up.
Beecher tried to go around this guy. He might have actually, if he was a little more patient, had a 2-on-1. But he did beat his man.
Michigan State battles for it in the offensive zone. Matson lost it now. Brisson, backhand pass to Bordelot, potential 2-on-1. Pass across to Pastajov, slicing towards the net, and it hopped over his stick. Michigan has it in the neutral zone, gives it away, and the Spartans will slow it down, try to get things set back up. Michigan content to get a line change along the boards, and Bordelot just takes it right away from Jagger Joshua. Great backhand pass up to Kent Johnson, in on net. Pass across, though, to Bordelot, who couldn't tuck it in. Michigan continuing to make some incredible no-look passes. Brisson holds it in the offensive zone. Shot to Karanen at the top is blocked. Gotta be careful about that.
That was a highlight pass where he comes in down the left side and spin-a-ramas back to the left with a backhand pass to the middle of the slot.
Nicolas Mueller comes down the wing, pursued from behind by Beniers. Now Johnson carries the puck up. Johnson into the offensive zone. His pass for Beniers intercepted. Spartans take it away. Pressed up against the boards, Jack Becker. Truscott throws it down into the zone, deflects off a Spartan body, out of play. 5:50 to go in the second period. Still 5-0 Michigan. Shots now 29-7 in favor of the Wolverines.
Yep, more of the same. More offensive zone time. More highlight-like plays. Good passing. Now we have the Beniers and Johnson line out again.
Spartans control off the face-off. 5:45 to play, and they'll set it up. Send it on into the Michigan defensive zone. Owen Power hangs on to it. Skates out through the middle, down the center, across the center line. Power using the big body to establish offensive zone control. Beniers picks it up. He's going to try to put it in front. Puck is loose in the crease.
I think that was Becker in front.
Yeah, Becker whacking away. Now it deflects into the corner. Beniers continues to battle for it. Now Becker comes up and give him some support. There's two Spartans jamming away at it as well as we approach the 5-minute mark remaining in the second period. Finally comes free. Blankenberg pitches up to hold it in. Now here's a chance for Becker. His shot, I believe, got a piece of Charleston. Goes into
Definitely
the corner.
High, yeah.
And now Blankenberg holds it in as well, but then he gives it right away. Michigan really aggressive with their pinches tonight, and they've read plays really well.
Oh, that was a bomb.
Shot from a Spartan directs wide, and it creates a big ricochet that Van Wy picks up. He skates down the left wing side, takes a shot that goes wide. Now a scrum along the boards just inside the MSU blue line. Spartans corral, and a shot from Sasana goes wide of everything into the Michigan end.
That was the third time I've counted tonight that the Beniers shift got the puck in the zone, ran their shift, and still changed with the puck in the zone.
Now a shot from center ice just trickles in on Mann. He puts down the trapper and hangs on for a whistle. 4:12 remaining now in the second period. Shots 30-7 in favor of Michigan. 5-0 in the game.
Beecher, Ciccolini, and Granowitz out for this defensive zone draw. Now they're going to change defensemen, it looks like. Truscott and Karanen coming in.
Draw one back by Beecher. Michigan hasn't gotten it out yet, though. Lewandowski holds it at the point, takes a shot that was
left pad
through a
save.
screen. Good save there. And now Granowitz with a potential breakaway. Ciccolini as well. A shot from Granowitz right in to the torso area, and it goes off the pad. And then colliding was Granowitz with the netminder. Net is dislodged, and we have a whistle. 3:52 to go, but you can see MSU starting to open up a little bit more and try to play more aggressively, and as a result, Michigan's getting more odd man rush chances, but Michigan State's getting finally a couple chances of their own.
I mean, they have to, right? Because what are you going to do? You can't really sit back when you're down 3, 4, 5 goals, so you have to. The problem is that you don't really have the pieces to really do that against a team that is just dying to play end-to-end hockey with you, and this is just feeding right into what Michigan wants to do.
Welcome back now to the third period between Michigan and Michigan State here at Yost Ice Arena. We had brief technical issues there at the end of the second period, but we are back and ready to roll here for the third period. Didn't miss much in those final 2 minutes. MSU had a couple chances, but Michigan easily able to put them aside, and the Wolverines lead 5-0 after 2 periods. Again, this is the first game of the second half of the 2020 to 2021 season, and Michigan has just played dominant hockey so far tonight in really all phases.
Yeah, the second period is basically a carbon copy. Michigan controlled play in the offensive zone in the first period, and they did for the most part in the second period too. They drew penalties. Didn't draw as many penalties in the first period, but, you know, and then they just kind of, I think, saw State coming out a little bit, took a few more chances, and that allowed State to get a couple opportunities after some Michigan turnovers. But Strauss-Mann was finally called into action a couple of times, and he made one save on what was a breakaway, I believe, or at least a breakaway in from the blue line. So he got to get a few shots under his belt. But, yeah, there's very little negative that you can find with what Michigan's been doing pretty much all game, like you said.
5 goals allowed by MSU in this game is the most they've allowed all season. The 5 goals they trail by is their largest deficit of the season as well. Their largest loss is a 2-goal loss. They lost 4-2, 4-2, and 3-1. But they have not really suffered anything like this so far this season, have the Spartans. And we'll see what they have to show here in the final frame, because these two teams will meet again in less than 24 hours tomorrow. They play at 4:30 Eastern in East Lansing. And, you know, if you're Michigan State, you need to be ready to go for that one if you were not ready tonight.
Yeah, I think they will be. I mean, Michigan doesn't always have an easy time up in East Lansing, and DeRitter just had an uncharacteristic first period. I expect him to be back to form tomorrow night, and Michigan's going to have to bring the same amount of energy, and they're going to have to be able to create the same type of plays that they've been doing all night, which I think that they're obviously capable of. It is tough to do that sometimes 2 days in a row, and in a rivalry game, Michigan State generally makes a big deal out of this rivalry, and there's going to be, you know, a lot more on the line tomorrow than again.
Josh Nodler up against Johnny Beecher to begin this third period. Beecher wins the draw back. Owen Power out there with Blankenberg. The Beecher line, Ciccolini and Granowitz. Goals in this game for Michigan: Bordelot, Blankenberg, Beecher, Pastujov, and Van Wy are the 5 for Michigan. Spartans have it behind their own net, almost turned over there by Sasana, but Nodler picks it up. He skates through the middle. Nodler's one of the few guys on MSU's team that are drafted. Nodler of the Flames. They also have Matson to the Flames and the Krieger brothers to the Islanders and Panthers. Ciccolini holds the puck along the boards, then directs it towards Beecher. It rims past Beecher's long reach. Now Combs picks it up. He's got Lewandowski streaking to the middle, but Cam York's right in front of him. York does a really good job to turn aside that potential rush. Cole Krieger out there. He took a penalty while short-handed that Michigan scored during the delayed call sequence, and now tied up in the neutral zone. Lewandowski goes down. He's hurt as he went sliding violently against the boards. I think it's Brisson who's going to get called for the penalty. Or no, it's
Bordelot who's looking around. He looked a little surprised that they were talking to him.
I think he got tangled up with Lewandowski, and Lewandowski then tripped and went flying towards the boards.
Yeah, he slid about a good 15 or 20 feet on the ice until he basically ran into his own bench.
Well, that's not really where the play was, so I only saw it out of my peripheral vision. They're going to review it for potential major. I didn't see any contact to the head, but obviously when a guy goes sprawling into the boards like that, it's never a good sign. We haven't seen any replays yet, but Michigan will be shorthanded for the second time tonight. They killed off that first one early in the first period.
Yeah, State had, I think, one chance early in their one power play and then didn't do as much after that. Michigan has struggled on the penalty kill in the last few series, but looked all right tonight so far. I am curious to see if this is going to be a 2 or a 5.
I have really no way of knowing, honestly. Here come the referees. We haven't seen any replays still. It's tripping
It's a
call.
trip.
I didn't hear them.
Which
We didn't hear them very well. We'll see what they put into the scorebook.
that's kind of odd. I guess I wouldn't
That's
expect.
what I thought. I thought his stick just kind of got tangled in the skates. It is a minor 2-minute tripping call. And then from, getting tangled up, then Lewandowski just lost control of his balance.
Perhaps he landed on sort of his shoulder because it looked like he was sliding with like part of his upper torso. He didn't really want to move it.
But he looks okay because he's out there now to begin this power play.
Well, there you go.
Draw one back by the Spartans. Sasana at the point. He's going to skate to his left now over to Lewandowski in the right circle. Now pass through the crease, and a great defensive play there by Garrett Van Wy to lock down that pass, but then he bit the dust and was not able to clear it out, even though he had possession. Now Lewandowski watches as Mueller is pinned up against the boards. Nolan Moyle banging away. Cam York is to it. York loses control. Now along the wall, Garrett Van Wy digs it free. Spartans play catch, skating down with it. Nodler across, Lewandowski now to Sasana at the top, shot through traffic. Man makes the save. Moyle can't control though. Now another shot goes wide. Spartans getting a couple looks.
Yeah, a little feistier on this power play.
Now there's a quick shot that
That's a nice right pad save, it looked like.
comes
Or
through
left
the
pad
slot
save.
by Combs. Man makes the stop. Now Moyle finally takes it away, passes towards York, and then eventually it's snagged by Keaton Pearson. He sends it down. That'll take the heat out of the hot kitchen, and Michigan State picks it up again.
That was about 1:10 of zone time on the power play. That was probably their longest so far of the evening.
Beecher strips Krieger in the center ice area, though, and he puts it down again. Now 30 seconds remaining in the Spartan man advantage. Brought into the offensive zone is the defenseman, Tommy Miller, skating well with it. Now Krieger, left point, slides it along the wall to Papp. Back across. Miller to Christian Krieger. Back to Papp. See who they've got in the right circle. Now down to 5 seconds remaining in the man advantage. Krieger, his shot is blocked. Michigan's got a man coming right out of the box. They find him. Here comes Bordelot. He doesn't have a step on Miller. Now he's going to try to cut towards the crease. Can't quite get a shot away, and it just goes loose across the side. Now Matty Beniers watching as the Spartans' Mitchell Matson shows off some speed, trying to muscle his way around Beniers. Spartans will set it up in the offensive zone. Cole Krieger's shot deflected off a body. Bordelot is heading towards the bench. Michigan will get a change. Beniers having to continue to clean up the transition costs as Michigan's in the midst of a change. Power digs it free in his own end. Up to Becker, to Beniers. Beniers is checked hard from behind, and then he slams into the wall. He looks okay, though. Kent Johnson holds the puck. Now over to Truscott. Truscott takes a shot that Charlison hangs onto with the glove. Nearly 4 minutes gone in the period. Still 5-0 Michigan in the game. Beniers, who was limping at the end of the second period, looks all right. But he took another big hit there on that shift.
Yeah, he's been beat up a little bit tonight, which is, something that this team has sort of struggled with is sort of the physical aspect of the game. And Beniers looks like he's skating fine, but he took a couple shots in that second period and then a couple more here to start the third right away.
Thomas Bordelot and Nodler do the draw. Bordelot won it back, but then Pearson did not hold it in at the line. Passagov harassed there, and then it gets poked into the air and right onto the bench. It got Becker up high sitting there on the bench.
It's always interesting as those power plays ended as Bordelot got his chance because, when you know that all of a sudden there's going to be a fifth guy on the ice that's going to appear ahead of everybody, and you kind of have to be careful when you shoot and what you do with it because you turn it over in the wrong time and you could have a breakaway going the other way as Michigan almost did there.
Michigan sets it up off the face-off. Here comes Brisson into the offensive zone, but they went off sides. Haven't seen a lot of Brendan Brisson here tonight. He got tangled up in an altercation earlier, but he's been pretty quiet as a whole.
And he took, oh no, we thought it was going to be him. It ended up being Bordelot taking the penalty. He had a pretty active World Juniors, I think, though, and there's an interesting comment about him at the end who said he's done a good job with his role that he needed to adjust to. And that's something that that will be relevant on this team. Is team may not be, on the top line all the time.
Well, and he was skating in a 13th skater capacity for a little bit of the World Juniors, at least early on. I don't remember seeing the line charts later in the tournament. Play resumes. Keaton Pearson has it in his own end. Passajov along the wall. Spartans take it away, and they'll try to get some zone time set up. They're up to 12 shots in this game now, 33 for Michigan, who have kind of taken the foot off the gas a bit. Now here's a chance.
That's a nice save.
And a rebound save there from Mann on Adam Goodsir to deny the Spartans. 15:24 to go here in the third period.
Yeah, I think that puck was deflected and went back from the center over to the right side, and Mann had to get from one side of the crease to the other. And he did a real good job there, off that redirect. Looks like a left pad to center save there.
Garrett Van Wy to do the draw. He's got a goal in this game. Tied up around the circle, right where they had put it down. Van Wy finally gets it up to his line mate Lapointe, who backhands it out of the zone. Spartans will retreat back. Score around the Big Ten, Ohio State defeated Penn State tonight. Not much of a surprise there. And then I believe it's Wisconsin and Minnesota playing tomorrow as the other series in the conference, alongside this one and the one mentioned a moment ago with Ohio State.
Well, that'll certainly be interesting because those are, so far, probably the two best teams in the conference. Oh, we have a turnover here.
Michigan State controls. There's a quick shot in on Mann. He turns that one aside. Wolverines carry it up. Granowitz skates down, lets his team get a wholesale change besides himself. Ciccolini in the corner. Puck tipped up into the air. Beecher grabs it down with the glove, puts it on the stick blade, but then a lot of Spartans whack away at him. Retreating back is Owen Power. Power pass across to Blankenberg. Stretch pass up. Granowitz tipped it between his legs. No icing. Ciccolini goes to fill the other side. Can't hold it in. Spartans skate out 3-on-3 into the neutral zone. That's a really nice poke check there from Owen Power using the long reach. Beecher picks it up. Cross center ice. Runs into 3 or 4 green shirts. Jay Kiernan, fresh onto the ice, picks it up. 13:56 to go. Michigan really not pressuring a lot right now. They're just seem content to let this clock run and do what they need to get a big win here tonight. Ciccolini comes into the offensive zone, pass across Becker, a shot, he scores!
That took a fortunate bounce, didn't it?
Yeah. Ciccolini just kind of wildly throws it into the slot, and it takes a nice Michigan bounce right onto the stick of Captain Jack Becker, who then spins around and slides it by Price Charlison, and it's now 6-0 Michigan.
Yeah, it looked like the pass or the attempted pass was slightly behind him, and it hit potentially a skate or part of one of the Spartans, and Becker was able to corral it in the slot. That was just another example of some of the kind of awful DZTOs that Michigan State has had tonight.
There's another one right there. Gallagher gives it away. Michigan's got it behind the net. Becker, the goal scorer, is right there watching Kent Johnson out in front. Now Johnson gets to it. His line mates, Beniers and Becker circling. Johnson tries to change direction, but does a great job to get it free. Now Beniers in the middle, takes a shot, save, rebound, they score! Matty Beniers has been working hard all night, and Michigan State just looks defeated. Wolverines score again for the second time in 30 seconds. They lead now 7-0, 1 for every day of the week.
Touchdown, Michigan.
There you go.
Yeah, that looked like it was just Matty Beniers, and that's kind of what, he did a little at the World Juniors, but the first half of the season, he was probably Michigan's brightest player, him and Bordelot, and Beniers just worked real hard in the offensive end there, pushing around 2 or 3 guys, and his original shot, I don't think goes in, but it trickles in late. Yeah, here he picks up the puck in the slot, a shot that's saved, and he reaches out for a second attempt, and it gets just by Charlison.
Michigan State sends the puck in. Now 13 minutes remaining in the game. Michigan leads 7-0. And again, it's hard to understate how surprising this is that Michigan State is getting bombed like this in their own end. They have allowed 20 goals against in 10 games on the season. I mean, again, they're not a great offensive team, but they are a very good defensive team, and Michigan is just cracking them open here tonight with 7 goals. And the Michigan State defense continues to just look overwhelmed and worked right now. Michigan skates up with it, down the wing. Here comes Bordelot into the zone. Denied by Gallagher. Then continuing to forecheck the white shirt Michigan Wolverines. Gallagher banks it off the boards behind himself. Cole Krieger with the puck. LaPointe pursues him from behind. Krieger down the middle, across to Lewandowski on the wing. That one intercepted. Nolan Moyle takes it away. He's got Van Wy with him. Pass up to Van Wy. He's right in. In on Charlison. His extra pass to Moyle. Couldn't find him. I think Van Wy probably should have shot that one himself, but it was an abbreviated 2-on-1 into the zone as the speed of Van Wy and Moyle create it. Now here comes another chance. Van Wy intercepts a pass. Potential 3-on-2, but Ciccolini too giddy into the zone right there.
Yeah, just going back to your previous point, I mean, part of it is we're seeing this in the last couple of shift or so is just Michigan's speed is just jumping off the ice. But, you know, touching in on what you were talking about with State is that, you know, we've expected them to be good in their own zone, and that's the part of them contributing to Michigan's success is just being very sloppy, and that's not something that we were expected. It's one thing. Oh,
now quick pass out in front and a chance. And a big save by Strauss-Mann on a chance from the Spartans.
You know, in a blowout game, Mann certainly has made 2 or 3 very nice saves, as in the last period during the half or so, Michigan has given the puck away a little bit more, and State has had a couple of opportunities. But Mann is just as locked in as they get.
Off the draw, Michigan clears it out. It deflects off an MSU body into the Spartan zone all the way down the ice. No icing as a result. Now a quick takeaway in front of the net by Ciccolini to poke that one free. It goes wide of the cage and then into the corner. Connor digs it free. Ciccolini picks it up. Backhand pass across. Here comes Johnny Beecher using the speed. Comes right in. Shot deflects off a Spartan stick. Beecher skates all around the zone. Pass down towards Cam York. York throws on the brakes. Gets knocked down hard from behind by Connor. No penalty coming. Spartans able to dig it out. Miller's pass, though, intercepted. Held in the zone by Granowitz. Johnson's got it along the wall. Spins around. Cuts to the center. Now he'll direct a pass down towards the net. Deflects off some bodies and wide. In the corner is Miller. And now we got a penalty upcoming.
Slash, it looks like. On York? No. Nope.
It's going to be on Michigan State. Number 17, Kyle Haskins, going to the box. Huntington, Vermont native Kyle Haskins. Not a lot of Vermonters in general in college hockey. It's not a very big state.
A Catamount?
Well, you have to go to University of Vermont
you have to go to, yeah. All right.
I think.
Green Mountain State, is that what it is?
Yes.
All right. We get our state trivia facts in for the evening.
Bordelot and Matson do the draw, and Michigan is able to control here to begin this power play. They lead 7-0, approaching the halfway point of the third period. Brisson down low to Bordelot, but that pass had a lot of zip on it, and it hopped right off of Bordelot's stick and directed up towards Charlison, who snatches it with the trapper. 10:26 to go in the third period. The penalty is a slash on Kyle Haskins.
Bordelot looked like he was trying to do something fancy there, because when it got away from him, he kind of like spun around, and you could see him kind of half smile, looking like maybe I should have just made a simpler play.
Bordelot wins the draw. York across to Brisson at the circle. Brisson watched by Joshua. Now back to York, up to Bordelot. The fancy behind the back no-look pass for York wasn't where it needed to be. York corrals. Now Bordelot across. Brisson skates in, takes the shot, and it goes wide. It rattles around, and York picks it back up.
That didn't miss by much.
York across to Brendan Brisson. Brisson leaves it behind for York. Now back to Brisson. In the circle, pass across, here comes Bordelot. Pass back across, and Beecher got in the way of the feed for Brisson. 1 minute remaining in the power play. Brisson there in the circle, back across Bordelot. York at the top, back to Brisson. One-time chance, big save there by Charlison. Pastujov getting whacked in front, then he gets decked up high. No call coming. He's definitely shaken up. That was a hard hit by Gallagher. Brisson still controls, though. He skates to the middle. Now over to York across. Beecher the shot, and a save there by Charlison. Bordelot holds it in, though. Michigan continues to control. Brisson had that one hop off his stick blade. Then he takes his man down. Michigan can't hold it in. Bordelot retreats. Yeah, that was a tough defensive play by Mitchell Matson. Bordelot skates up and all alone takes a shot and a save there. Michigan State clears it out. 25 seconds remaining in the power play. Michigan now approaching the 40-shot mark in this game.
Yep, more of the same. And this power play has actually been pretty good for Michigan. They've created a number of chances in the zone, a couple big shots. The Brisson bomb again. He's been sprightly on the power play, I think, tonight.
Yeah, he's had some good looks. Michigan now trying to get back set up, and Michigan State is out of the box, back to full strength. Johnson holds in the offensive zone. Cole Krieger tried to dig it free. Matty Beniers held it in well, or no, he did not.
Oh, he didn't?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was
yeah, it looked
quite
like
a keep if he kept that in.
But he didn't do so, and now an icing comes from MSU as Wolverines win the race down the other way. 7-0 Michigan, 8:21 to go in the game.
Yeah, this game's just kind of playing out. There's Michigan's still skating hard and continuing to go for goals, and obviously that's what you're going to do, but 7-0, pretty much dominant in every facet.
Luke Morgan wins the draw back to Jay Karanen. Couldn't get a shot away. Now the Spartans set up a rush for Christoph Papp the other direction. Karanen doing a great job to get back on that play, and nothing comes of it. Luke Morgan holds it behind the net. Some bumping of bodies in front of him. His pass in the middle towards Moyle didn't connect with him. Spartans play catch. Dennis Sisana comes up with it, and Goodsir gets around one man. Karanen wings it the other side out to Sisana at the top. Gets bumped by Nolan Moyle to Triscott in the corner. And looked like he got played with a high stick maybe.
One ref looked like he was waving something off.
Some scoring changes being announced. Yeah, they give Becker the goal, which...
Who did they give it to before?
I'm not sure who they gave it to before. The assists on that one to Ciccolini and Karanen as we hit the commercial timeout.
I think that's Karanen's first point of the year, if not his career. Let's check that. Yes.
Yes. And then the Beniers goal assists to Becker and Kent Johnson.
And LaPointe had an assist for his first career point, I believe, on the power play goal.
Yes.
For Van Wy.
7:38 to go in the third period, and Danton Cole behind the MSU bench. He's just trying to get his crew through this next final stretch, and then they just have to forget what happened today and come out better tomorrow in East Lansing.
I don't know that you can watch a lot of tape from tonight. There's
Not
probably a
much there
couple
to
things
like for MSU.
but I think this is one of those burn 'em, and we got to come out a little more focused.
Score update in Big Ten basketball. Michigan State leads Purdue 45-43 in a tight game with 4:11 to go.
That has tightened up. I think State was up big early on.
Big in the first half, yeah.
Is that what it's come to? Talking about State basketball at a Michigan hockey game?
Play resumes in the Michigan end. Pearson had it behind his own net and ends up taking a bad hop, but Wolverines able to control it. Cam York was going to join the rush. Now he slows up. Luke Morgan skates in, pass to York in the middle, deflects off Nodler's stick. Van Wy to Keaton Pearson. Pearson back to Van Wy. Pass towards Luke Morgan. Goes off a stick blade. Christian Krieger to his brother Cole, who are playing out there at the same time for the first time tonight by my count. Lewandowski sends it down, and Mann plays it with the stick. 7 minutes remaining in the game. Shots 39-16. Michigan 7-0. Michigan on the score.
Looks like Michigan's going to get a power play. Mann just went off.
Something happened.
I didn't see what that was.
I didn't see anything there.
Number 8's going to the box.
That'll be Cole Krieger's second penalty.
for slashing. I believe that's, what, the third or fourth slash tonight?
Yeah. I mean, MSU is having trouble adjusting to Michigan's speed.
And when you're chasing, you have a tendency to hook and slash.
Yep. So Michigan will get another man advantage. Beniers will start the power play for Michigan. Blankenberg trying to pass it for Johnson, and it goes off a stick and down the ice. Owen Power picks it up. We approach the 9 o'clock hour here on a Friday night in Yost Ice Arena. Matty Beniers brings it into the offensive zone to LaPointe. Now Blankenberg down low for Beniers. They're going to put LaPointe in the slot and towards the front of the net. Owen Power hands it off. Kent Johnson skates in. Johnson puts on the brakes in the left circle, waits for it. Pass up to the top. Owen Power across. Blankenberg, a drive, and right into the body of Charlison.
Good save there, getting across from one side of the crease to the other. It's interesting that that LaPointe is on the power play, is it not? He's only played in, what, I believe this is his 4th game of the year, but yet they're putting him right in this as the centerpiece on power play number 2.
I kind of like it, frankly.
Well, it's a shooter spot.
And Michigan State wins that draw. They clear it down.
So they must feel comfortable with his ability to have a quick release.
Mann directs it around. Now Owen Power skates through the middle. Charging up, across the big block M into the offensive zone. Great pass. And Kent Johnson, a shot, he scores. And he got decked right after the play. Johnson threaded it 5-hole, and then a defenseman came across, hit him up high, and knocked him off his feet. And he and the puck ended up in the net.
I never... Yeah, you were right. Great pass, scores, and then... I mean, that's got to be a penalty, isn't it?
That's way after the play. I mean,
that's 2 or 3 strides after the puck is in the net, and he's coming right by, and the guy just rocks him. I didn't see what number it was.
It was number 5.
Was it 5? Yeah, that's
Powell Connor. No call. And I mean, that's one I would review for a hit to the head, frankly.
Yeah.
He got clocked. But regardless, it's a goal. 8-0 Michigan. Kent Johnson from Owen Power there on the assist, and I believe Strauss-Mann will get another assist on that one.
So,
maybe.
If that's the case...
It seemed like he handed it off to Owen Power. They've only listing Power right now. We'll see if they adjust it. Mann got an assist earlier in the game. 5:40 to go. 8-0 Michigan. There's a quick shot from Estevez for the save.
So Strauss playing a part in the offense tonight.
Yeah.
We've known he's been good on the defensive end, but his secondary assists are going potentially if they give it to him on this one. It's always a thrill for a goalie, isn't it?
Yeah.
To get a point.
Gallagher's shot comes in from the point, and Mann taps it with the paddle forward. Spartans control. Around behind the net, Trescott hits his man. Brisson backhands it up. Now controlling is Goodsir. Brisson watches as it goes all the way down. Karanen picks it up. 5 minutes even remaining in the game. Not much left here to be settled as Michigan leads 8-0.
You know, we talked a little bit about State being in the same vein as Arizona State after their series when they played each other, and I believe State won at the end of one game and tied in the second game, but a pretty even series overall. And we have the same result in Game 1 of Michigan State as we did in Michigan-Arizona State.
Yep, they gave it to Strauss-Mann, just announced on the the intercom. Hasn't been put in stat broadcast yet, but that would be his second assist of the night. We have a question of, is Kent Johnson okay? We think so. He got up after
He's on the bench.
hit. He's on the bench. We haven't seen him come back out yet.
And standing.
Face off at center ice. Cam York plays it up, deflects off a few bodies. No icing. Powell Connor, the one who laid out that hit, stands behind the net. LaPointe on the forecheck across to Garrett Van Wy. Van Wy holds it up. York there. York shot deflects around. Now to LaPointe in the corner. LaPointe towards Nolan Moyle. York picks it up. Pass across, Keaton Pearson across the blue line. Pearson lifts it into the air and it glides over top the cage. 4 minutes remaining in the game. Also a question about any future Team USA events that could mess with the roster. None that we know of. Michigan will have their group the rest of the way. In the past, they would play an exhibition against Team USA of the USNTDP program, but nothing that will take any players off the roster to our knowledge.
No, and I don't think anyone's playing the under-18 team this year.
Not this
at least
year.
in the Big Ten.
There's a whistle, and Mann makes another save. Speaking of Strauss Mann, he is pitching a extended shutout streak against MSU after shutting out the Spartans twice back in March.
That's true.
In the Big Ten tournament. He's now approaching 180 minutes of consecutive shutout time.
Are you going to make me look up the last time he gave up a goal against Michigan State? I cannot remember what he did in their previous series before the playoff series.
Blankenberg pass up to Jack Becker. Becker down the left wing side. He's got a goal tonight. Actually, no, that's Ciccolini. Beecher, Blankenberg. Now York with it on the left point. Back towards Granowitz. Granowitz dances around Gallagher. Then he runs into Gallagher and just kind of tries to wedge it in on the side. Holding that post there is Charlison to force another whistle.
State has doubled their shot total from the first two periods.
They're at 20 now. Michigan at 41. 3:06 remaining in the game.
Looks like Johnson's back on the ice with Beniers and Captain Jack.
Well, that's good to see. Draw one back. Blankenberg plays it towards Becker. Along the boards, Beniers reverses and chases it the other direction. Along the wall, up it comes into the offensive zone. Johnson banging around, so looks okay to me. Blankenberg in the corner, walls his man up against the boards, 2:39 to go. The last goal Strauss-Mann gave up to Michigan State came at 6:15 of the first period of the duel in the D to Dennis Sasana.
And that was the only goal?
Correct.
So one goal in his last.
All over 200 minutes.
Yeah.
Against.
Potentially going to be 4 games.
Karanen, pass across, loose in
that's
front,
in.
they score!
Is that Karanen?
No, it's Pasajov.
I don't know. Pasajov is going over to him and hugging him.
Yeah, it depends on who it went off of. Karanen skated in down the wing and just
It looks like
a backhand towards the crease.
Looks like Karanen's going to lead the line, though. That might be his first goal of his career.
We'll see how they announce it. With 2:11 to go in the third period, this is...
Oh, yeah, it is. Because, look, he wants the puck. Bordelow's trying to get the puck. That's got to be Karanen's.
Yeah. It must have gone in off the Spartan defender on the far
That
side
was
there.
That was a steeper angle than Beecher's goal earlier.
Well, it was kind of a bouncing puck. Let's see the replay. Yeah,
that was the replay.
I think it goes off of Gallagher there in the crease. Either him or Pasajov, but if...
It might have just gone, yeah, off Charlison. Maybe they threw it into him and he lost it behind him.
I don't know. Have a quick whistle after play resumes. 2:01 to go. Michigan shots 42-20 over the Spartans. 9-0 now in the score. And Michigan just pouring it on.
Yeah, I thought Michigan would probably win tonight. They have more talent, probably a little better team, but I didn't see 9-0 coming.
Brisson a quick shot high and over top, and that's now a new high in goals scored this season for Michigan after they scored 8 against Arizona State in the season opener. Pap carries it up. Quick shot there from the Spartans. Now pass into the center. Deflected away. Now another try from Cole Krieger, gloved by Strauss-Mann, holding on to that shutout. 1:39 to go. He's got 99 seconds to glory. Yep, it is Karanen they give the goal to.
Well, good for Jay. That's always a big feat. And he's interesting. I was going to bring him up a little bit because, he's taken Summer's spot from time to time, and not just because he scored a goal, but, he looks like he's earned that spot. He's played really well. You don't really notice him a whole lot on the ice, and that's okay for defensemen.
Michigan State wins the offensive zone draw. They control it, send it down towards the net. Esteves gets knocked down. Michigan State's playing that fourth line that hasn't gotten out a ton tonight. LaPointe directs it back towards York. Backhand pass to Pearson, 80 seconds remaining. Pearson throws it down the ice. Christian Krieger watches it with the glove. Moyle across Van Wy. Van Wy takes a shot that bounces around. Krieger pass up, hit there by Moyle. He continues to play physically. Blankenberg takes the handoff from Mann, who almost fell backwards. Michigan carries it up, and they've got numbers. Becker's in with Moyle. Moyle right in, takes the shot, and Charleston makes the save.
It's another 2v1.
50 seconds remaining in the game. Blankenberg and Power watching. Power flips it across. Now a long pass up to Granowitz, deflects off a Spartan stick and out of play.
Michigan's speed has definitely just been on display tonight, and it's a good matchup because I don't think State seems to be able to match them, but that's something that has definitely been injected back into this lineup with their 5 players that were out, is just beating guys down the wings like this is what they really built on in the first couple series.
30 seconds remaining now as play resumes. Spartans skate in. There's a shot that Mann gets a piece of with the glove. Now along the boards, Granowitz knifes it out. 20 seconds left. Miller whips it in, rims around the boards. Granowitz banks it off. Luke Morgan there. Spartans bring it right back in. 6 seconds, 5. That one's going to squeak out past the blue line, and Straussman's done it again. A third straight shutout against Michigan State. The Wolverines win it 9-0. They outshoot the Spartans 44-21, and a statement here tonight.
Yeah, that's a big win for Michigan. They've had the past 3 series haven't really gone super well, and probably not nearly as well as they would have wanted them to. And to come out and start this game, this series with 9 goals is maybe back with a bit of a vengeance for these guys.
University of Michigan Wolverines defeat the Spartans here tonight, 9-0. What are you looking forward to tomorrow's matchup in East Lansing?
Well, I think the first thing is going to be, can Michigan bring that same energy, and are they willing to finish off the sweep? The second thing is I'm going to be looking for DeRitter and see if he bounces back a little bit, because if he has a game capable of what he's having, or then all of a sudden the game's going to be a lot different, I think. But then you're going to look at the speed again, and Michigan drew, about 5 or 6 penalties tonight? That's something else. Like you said, Michigan dominated in so many ways. They probably are better than Michigan State, but they're going to have to do all those things again tomorrow night, and that's, you can just kind of go down the list, and if they get enough of them, I think that Michigan has a good chance to be victorious tomorrow night as well.
Well, that does it. 9-0 for the Michigan Wolverines over the Michigan State Spartans. And we will not have a broadcast of tomorrow's game. WCBN Sports will be back at it here in Yost next weekend against the Ohio State Buckeyes. Look forward for that. But until then, we will leave you with a good night and a Go Blue.